Alright guys, I'm finally getting this cabinet all done here. And what a chore this was. To back the train up, I think I started building this cabinet maybe about 4 years ago. It was for a resale shop that I used to do a lot of repair work for, and they were going to allow me to put some of my own custom stuff in their shop to resell. And what they told me that at the time was they were really looking for like island cabinets that were on casters and had butcher block tops, because apparently they had all these people that came in looking for that kind of thing all the time. So I was gonna make like 3 of them. There was gonna be like a high end, a low end, and a medium grade version. This was the high end version, and I actually had made the cases for the other 2, but I've since torn them down and reused that wood for other projects. Now, this cabinet was far enough along it didn't make sense to tear it all the way down. But in the time that I was kind of making these things, that place, they changed locations, and at their new location they weren't able to do so well, and they ended up going out of business. And I also kind of let this cabinet sit around because I was kind of hoping they would reopen their shop maybe back in their original location, which that never happened. They did reopen a shop, but they're kind of doing other things now. So this is going to end up in my house. One of the main things I'm changing is I really don't need an island cabinet. I don't really have room in my kitchen for a mobile island. So the casters are no longer going on there. So come over here. I had to make a furniture tower to go underneath it. And luckily I was able to guess the color and the order, or the mixing of the color and the order of the operations I did to make it look like it does, all this dressed like that. I even had when I was routing this out, I put the wrong router bit in there at first because I couldn't remember which one was the correct one to get this particular detail. And I was thinking I could have just cut this part off. You would have never known it, but I thought this is an opportunity to kind of distress it more. I kind of sanded it down so it looks even more distressed. And I kind of even had another fuck up over here too that I had to fix back 4 years ago when I originally painted this. This is kind of my first run at playing around with water-based things, and the sealer coat, I guess we call it, I got it a little runny, and I had some runs in it. And instead of the correct way I probably should have done it was resand the whole face and start over, but this was already kind of distressed, so I just made the distressing more, which does kind of look a little odd because a lot of the other distressing it's not nearly that severe. But when you figure your fronts will overhang half an inch over that anyways, I just kind of let it be. Back in the day when I originally planned this cabinet, I went with side-mounted tracks. I think at the time, and it was so long ago, I don't really know the reason why I did this. Normally, today everything is self-closing. Well, self-closing and these side-mount tracks aren't the greatest. Well, especially back 4 years ago, they weren't as good as they are today, and even today, they're still not as good as it could be, in my opinion. And even weirder is, for whatever reason, I need to go back and look at my Amazon, because that's where I ordered these from. I could have swore I ordered Accurides, because that's usually what I order. I either order Accurides or KVs. So either I got a hell of a deal on these, or they sent me the wrong tracks, which after this amount of time, they ain't going to do anything about it anyways. But, or another thing I kind of consider is maybe I was just trying to be cheap when I was doing this. I mean, for being kind of a no-name, they aren't half bad tracks, to tell you the truth. Oh, and back to my story that I got off of, but why I didn't go with like the undermount self-closing tracks is being that this was on wheels. I think I was kind of worried at the time if people put too much weight in them, that the drawers would kind of come flying out when they were moving around. I think that's why I went with the side mount tracks over that. I think had I not already had the drawers made already, I would have switched it over to undermount tracks for my own personal use. But it is what it is. Well, then for drawers, I made solid wood drawers, dovetail, of course. Not hand cut, because in the cabinetry world we never hand cut dovetails, because 99.99% of customers don't know the difference between a hand cut dovetail and a regular dovetail, nor do they even care. Only woodworkers on the internet care about hand cut dovetails. These are the doors and the fronts for them, obviously set back here. Just your standard square flat panel doors, also considered a shaker type door too. And another reason why I kind of think I was kind of cheaping out on some of this hardware is normally I go with a Bloom everything hinges, and for whatever reason I bought these from Woodcraft, which they don't look like too bad of hinges. They're pretty similar to the Bloom brand of hinge. And what I find interesting, there's a big B on there. And they are made in Austria. I wonder if Bloom makes them for Woodcraft or something, if that's why I bought them or what. And I think these are just cheap Home Depot handles I had gotten for it. I was kind of thinking about going and getting something nicer, but I guess this really isn't too bad what I had picked out back then. And I got cup pulls for the drawers. So yeah, that's what I got going on. It's going to be nice finally having this out of the shop. This is the year I've been trying to get the shop cleaned up and better organized than what it is. A lot of the jobs I thought I had going on this summer kind of fizzled out on me. I think I was too high on some of them, and whatever. It's finally a great opportunity for me to do some of the things I gotta get done in the shop to make it more usable for me. Definitely want to get 220 ran out here so I can actually hook up my compressor, hook up my planer so I don't have to push it over to the other garage to actually use it, and just little shit like that. Finally get this place insulated so I can work out here in the winter time. And I do have a couple small jobs that are coming up, which it's money at least. So I'm kind of, in some ways I'm kind of sad that I didn't get some of those bigger jobs that I was really hoping for. But on the other hand, I really need to get some of these projects done around here. You know, we will have lived here 3 years coming up August 6th, and really a lot of this shop is just how it kind of got thrown around when I moved in here. So stuff needs to change, make it more user friendly.